Hello, people from all over the world. Welcome back to my channel, The Master Teacher Serene. This channel is for educational purposes, for serious people, for tough brainers, for people doing serious things in life, better than certain presidents of certain countries. Let's have a serious conversation about your money blueprint, your financial DNA, your money DNA. Certain questions we need to ask ourselves. Where are you now with your money? What's been your journey, your story, all the way down, maybe from 20 years back then in the past, with your money? Where would you like to be in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now with your money? And not to mention, we need a plan, right? What's your plan of action to make it happen? You know, faith is different from hope. Someone that has a serious plan, serious people, tough brainers, they have plans, serious ones. That's where comes the faith. Hope is useless if you don't have a plan. You can't hope if you don't have a serious plan. So what is your plan of action to make that happen? We will discuss further in that. Stay tuned. No matter what's your situation in life currently, you need to know or to be aware of your financial blueprint, your financial DNA, your subconscious mind related to how you use your money. Because whether you're single, you need to manage yourself. You live to live with yourself. You need to know how things are happening to you and why they're happening to you and what for, right? If you're married, you need to associate yourself with a partner. You need to know yourself before you know the other and come together to become one flesh. If you are in a situationship, some people don't know where they are, if they are single or married. They are doing a lot of things, but you also need to know yourself, how you're using your money, so that, money is very important. Money is very important. You need money for anything. Any relationship, whether with yourself or with people, you need money. Most of marriages in this world is either about miscommunication or about money. So there's only these two things that really is killing people. So let's go straight and dig deep down into this topic today. I want to tell you something first. Let's talk about people with their money. They are generally, no matter what your background is, I know we all come from different places all over the world. But in general, there are three types of people. There are poor people, there are average people, there are rich people. I'm going to go deep into that a little bit just to make it clear so that we can move forward with more clarity. So, poor people consider money as a sensitive topic, as pretty much like a taboo, and for the most part, they think it depends to God. It's God that has most poor people are very religious. So it's kind of God's will, and that's pretty much it for them. That's pretty much the common belief with poor people. They are more likely to be victims, to be here in life. Life is happening to them, but life is not happening for them. If something goes well, it's like the devil's fault, or the circumstances, the reasons that they will give around where they were born, whatever the thing it is. If things are going well, it's God's will, it's God's power, miracles, right? So that's pretty much for poor people. Average people, pretty much what I would say is like they are more open to money, and let's say they live paycheck to paycheck. If they cut the salary today, tomorrow they're broke again. They will not be able to survive 6 months. And they are aware of certain things, but making money, they have a job. Making money is one thing. Keeping the money is another thing. Multiplying money, right? Being fruitful with money is a different thing too. So basically, average people, they struggle in between learning what to do, the right things to do with their money, and they live paycheck to paycheck. They are more likely to be wasting money instead of multiplying it. The last category are rich people. Now, these ones don't work for money, they make money work for them. They are able to create more value, create more wealth, generational kind of thingy. The definition of a good man in the Bible is the rich man. A good man is the one that leaves inheritance for his children's children. So basically, money is a tool to them, and they're very different from average people that are more into status, and they want to show off with money. They want to use money to have a name or to be somebody. Money is their tool. Money is not their master. There are kind of rich people that are a bit different with wealthy people, but there's a bit of confusion. But most of the time, wealthy people never go broke again, because they have created so much value in themselves that they will never be broke again. Their family is like a royalty kind of thing. It's like a kingdom. You create a certain way, values, morals, rules, companies, and all mindsets specifically, so that you never fail again. Meanwhile, average people or some kind of rich people that are in between there, they are more likely going to lose everything the moment they mismanage. And the comeback might be very difficult unless they learn what they did wrong and move to the next level of being wealthy or being rich in the sense that I'm talking about now. So that you get the point now. Now let's move on to more things in detail, more specific. Where am I now with my money? What has it been? All the way down 10 years ago, 5 years ago, up until now, for me, with my money. Where will I be in the next 5 years, 10 years with my money? What is my plan to make that happen? I will illustrate that with my own story. Back in the days, like 5 years ago, I was making what I could make here with my savings within a year. I was making in China. I mean, right now I'm in Japan. So what I could make here in Japan within, like if I would do my savings, count my savings and all that, what I can be able to gather is what I was making within a month in China. And life was pretty good for me, but things happened. As a poor person, I didn't think that I could lose all the money. So I was more likely living, with the flow. I was just going down to things just like this, no planning. I wasn't thinking critically about things. I wasn't really like doing the right things. I invested, but in the wrong way. So I will go through that. What happened is that back then I was making good money. I would say that I was not like rich, but I was okay. I was comfortable, more comfortable than today. And what kind of helped me to become more comfortable is one woman that I met. She was a very successful. She's still, I guess. Maybe we no longer talking, but she was a very successful, and she is, I'm sure, she's a very successful woman from South Africa. Her name is Nomsa. I wouldn't say her family name, just for safety reasons. But then what happened is, like, back in the days, I used to have the poor mentality, the kind of person that would use money to impress, I guess, or to get attention at some point. So what happened is, like, I was the type of person that would give women a financial orgasm so that I can kind of, I wouldn't say convince you that I love you or anything of a kind. I will go with things like that, So I will use money and then get the women, and so because I was very much into alcohol and all that. So I was using money I was not really properly dating. I was buying alcohol and then I get the women. So I got to meet different levels of people. I met the poor ones, the rich one, and the average one. Like pretty much, right? Like middle income sort of stuff. So basically, what happened with the poor ones is like they they were not really like some the religious one. They will act as if they don't care about money or money is not important, but they would want you to give them gifts. They would want you to take them to restaurants and all that, to take care of them. And at some point you would understand that they just don't understand that the same things you do, gifts, restaurants and all that, it's also money. They might not ask, but this is what is happening. So with the poor ones, they pretend as if money is not important, but it is because you cannot, like it's true that you can go without money, but what if you start to think about a family, when you have bills to pay, with children to go to school and all that? Money is very important. So, but they just act like, oh, it's now I will accept you the way you are because God will make a way. The poor ones with the church, they are kind of funny, but like they also act funny because sometimes if you don't give them, like you don't take care of them, you don't kind of show some appreciation to them, they will not give you Jerusalem. They will not allow you to enter Jerusalem. So that's one thing. With the average ones, it was kind of easy too. Like as long as you push the bills, you're all good to go and know what to do. Yeah. So it was pretty good. But then some rich ones, maybe they would not want your money. But then one of the, like this what I'm talking about, that helped me to get better, know my status with money, my subconscious mind with money and all that, discover that money wasn't the only thing in the world to use. It was her. Because basically she was doing very well financially. And by the time we met, so it was more likely I was trying to give her a financial orgasm too, but she wasn't into that. And so I was now beginning to wonder, really, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do here? Because, she, not only that my income, I was the type of person, first of all, that would use money. I was the type of person that was wasting money, right? So with her, I managed to save up maybe 3 times more than what I was earning still the same salary when I was with her. And not only that, I also had my own businesses back in China and all that. So I have some money on the side and all that. The business was doing very well, but I was not having any savings at all, because any money that I make, I spend the whole thing, because back there deep in my mind, I was coming from a space where more likely money was like a tool for show off. Money was something for me to feel good. But I was not really working on myself, working on my mindset, working on things that will attract more money to me. I was more likely just using, wearing the New York kind of citizens kind of thing, black Americans, like, you wear these, like a lot of jewelries, you do this, you impress, So yeah, by the time I was with her, I started to learn more about money and my personal relationship with money, because I was watching her, the way she was so relaxed. She was making way more than I was making. The good thing is, like, with one salary, she could make what I was doing with like 3 salaries, like 3 jobs, because I was doing a lot of things. I was really taking up maybe 4 to 5 jobs, and at some point I own my own businesses. So she was just having one job, but then she was making almost like what I could make with 3 jobs. Though I was making more because I was having more jobs than her. But she was doing very well with her no more salary, just the salary. She had built in her country, South Africa, she had built like 4 or 3 buildings. She bought, like, every time for her birthday, the kind of gift she gives herself is like, she will buy herself a new maybe like a plot of land. She will build a house. She buy a house that is already constructed. So I was like, hey, this kind of gift, like if you try, because whenever you try to impress her with money, she will be so humble, and she paid the bills. And you all share the bills and all that. I was so impressed. So I was like, I cannot even give you a house, but I don't even have a house for myself. Your level is a different one. So she really showed me something different. I was more like showing off. I was panicking with money and all that. Like I was really misbehaving, misusing money. But with her, she was relaxed, and she was very, calculated. She calculated all her moves. She leaves like 5 months ahead, and then she's coming back. Her faith was so strong because she had the tools, she had the plan. She was, whatever she had accomplished, she planned that like 10 years ago, wherever she was back then when I was with her. So, I was very much impressed, and I learned some from her. I was like, okay, let me try to do the same thing too. I'll go in the future and come back now, going back, living backward. Because, sometimes life is lived, we think we're living forward, but we're living backward. If you are the one that is planning things ahead. So basically that's what I learned from her, and she made me a very, a better man. And so far, things happened again. I had to leave China, and life separated us. So I was back to myself. And but at that point, I was not having the money that I had, because I lost most of it because of the situations that happened. And but I had me, and I had the mindset of not the poor one, but maybe the one that is looking forward to getting rich and richer, or to become wealthy. So I used those skills, those mentorship that I had a chance to learn from her. I used that to grow. And now what I think where I would be in the next 5 years, because now I'm living my life backward. I project the future, and then I come back. So whatever I'm doing now, it was something that was calculated. I'm not making as much as I'm making back then, but I'm keeping more than I'm making back then. So that's where I am right now, and that's in the future. I'm sure if I could do it today, the future is in now. So 10 years from now, I think I'll be having my family. I will be somewhere that I will choose to be, doing what I want to do, because at that point I'm kind of stuck in Japan. Japan is not paying much money, but at least with money that I will be able to save up, I will have a choice to choose what I will do with my life. But like with my life next time, if I will start a family, I will be able to have a choice. I will be able to afford to have a family. And that's pretty much it. I hope you learned something from this video. And ask yourself those questions. Where are you now with your money? Where have you been? What have you been doing? What has it been for you all the way down, 5-10 years with your money? Where will you be the next 5 years? What is your plan to make it happen? Are you going to stay in the job? Are you going to start your own business? Are you going to get married? When you get married, the whole thing changes. The whole movement changes. You can't save as much as you used to save. When you start a family, things change. Live life as if you're going forward, but live life backward. Plan backward. Go far to walk your way down. It's much more safe this way. See you in the next video, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and like the videos. And again, if Nomusa sees this video, thanks again for you. One of the people that I think have really impacted me, one of the women that really makes a difference in my life, except my mom. So thank you so much. You've been a great person in my life. Maybe I didn't say that to you, but I loved you so much because of what you taught me in general. But as you are as well, you are a very nice, brilliant person. See you around. Thank you.